Welcome, everybody. This is Devin, and we are doing Writing Daily. Today, we're going to be focusing on what is next. What is the next thing? But before we do, just so you know, if you are new here, Writing Daily is my daily podcast. We talk about writing and writerly things and bookish things, and things that hopefully will get you to finish your book or question your writing to improve upon it, and talk about skills and tools that will help you write more effectively, and hopefully live a great writer's life. I am your host, Devin Galaudet, and I've got like a little bit of a frog in my throat. You might be able to hear that. And for the record, I am the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler for the last 13 and a half years, and I am the author of the forthcoming book, 10,000 Miles with My Dead Father's Ashes, a memoir. All that good stuff said, things are exciting, but let's talk about the thing. And I think most of you guys who listen to me regularly know that I have upon occasion been able to work with my editor and work with my publisher, and I'm learning a lot of great stuff. And I want to pass some of the things that seem like everybody should know, but it seems like we forget. So anytime he says something that seems like, oh, that's a podcast idea, I sort of co-opt it and pretend that it was actually I who came up with this great idea. But so the question we had when we were sitting in his office last week was, so what are you working on? Because even though you're going to be promoting your book in the very near future, people are going to be asking you all the time, what are you working on? And so here's what's happening for me, or at least in my head, is that, okay, I finished this project, I've sold this book, and now I'm just going to sit and focus on marketing and developing the book and doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing on a regular basis in terms of developing fans and getting the word out there and all that stuff, right? That makes complete sense. And it's true to some degree. But on another degree, it's, do you want, as an author, for somebody to be thinking about your work as, oh, it's just this guy, he's putting out this one book, and that's it? And really, I think that's probably the opposite of what you want to be doing. I think what you want to be doing is living a life as a writer, which means you're constantly writing. Like when I think of writers, I think of, I certainly think of Mark Twain. I think of Arthur Conan Doyle. I think of Ian Fleming. I think of Mary Carr. I think of Laurie Moore. Anyway, I don't need to make a list of people, but I think of people who have a bunch of books out. A matter of fact, I think a lot of people who put out series like J.K. Rowling's with Harry Potter, which I think is probably one of the more fun collection of books ever written. But that all said, so what I end up doing, or what I've done, is I have multiple books that I'm working on simultaneously right now, in part because I'm not great at just sitting down and writing a single focused thing. Like, I can sit down for a few hours. Sometimes I get on a run and it can be all day long. But for the most of the time, it's like I'm working a little bit here, 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time, and then I get up, and then maybe I start working on something else, and I'm constantly bouncing around different ideas. So what that means is, at least what works for me, and this is true of articles and long form and short stories, is that I have kind of like multiple things that are open at any one time. So right now I'm working on a mom book. Right now I'm working on a book about my first 20 weddings to my wife, which is kind of a fun thing. In case you don't know, my wife and I are in the process of getting married 100 times in 100 countries. So far, 20 times in 15 countries. And, it's been sort of a long year, and obviously I have the book stuff going on, so I haven't been traveling, but that's kind of a fun thing. As a matter of fact, maybe I will add the most absurd video ever where we're getting married 11 times in it. So that all said, I think it's really important to have your stuff out and in front of you. So that means if you've got an idea, let's say you're working on a book, but you have some other idea pop in your head, I would immediately stop what I'm doing to write down as much of that idea as possible. So I might have something worth exploring later. Even if I'm going to focus solely on my book for the next 30 days, that doesn't mean I'm not going to come up with worthwhile ideas for other articles and things like that. So as a, so I have like multiple books. I actually have 3 books open that I'm working on right now, plus 2 articles. And then I have like a collection of short stories that are kind of almost done. Like, I haven't done a ton of short story work, but I have enough actually to make a book. That all said, I think keep that in mind. As a matter of fact, one way to kind of start opening the doors to other writings is carrying around a little notebook, something that fits in your back pocket. And you just like, it's like a wallet. It's like an innocuous thing, but always, make yourself available to write down the crazy, interesting, unique thoughts that you're going to have, or angles that are going to inspire that big novel, some sort of a scenario that is. And the thing is, sometimes ideas are so fleeting. I also have a notebook by my nightstand. So if I have some crazy dream or something's going on where I can sit up and I have a pen and paper at my disposal so I can write down my idea. And I'll do it with my eyes closed. And some days I wake up and it's like, wow, that scribbled mess is a terrible idea. But sometimes they are interesting enough that can be worked on and developed into something that other people may appreciate as well. So anyway, that's really what I've got for today. Just so you know, as always, you can leave a note. You can like on Facebook, and of course we're on a variety of other platforms as well. In case you don't know, my main hub at this moment is SoundCloud, so I'm easy to find on SoundCloud, which shoots us out in a whole variety of directions like Stitcher and Google Play and iTunes. So I'm easy to find, but I love to hear back from you, because when I do, then I know that I'm on the right track and that I can answer, maybe if you ask the right question, I will make it into a future podcast. And, I'm always looking for people to interview and have fun with, because listen, I love talking about writing. My plan is to shave my face tomorrow and kind of spruce myself up. If you're watching me live, you know what I'm talking about. And until then, keep writing. You can do it. It's the hardest job that you will ever love. I think they said that about the Army, but I'm co-opting it for myself and writers. So anyway, that's what I've got for today. Please like us, follow me on Facebook, and of course, please like my author page at Devin Galaudet 2 on Facebook. Anyway, that's what we've got for today. I will look forward to seeing you guys all again tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a great one.